To our SABC reporter Criselda Lewis, who is at the mine in Langlaagte. Just a warning that some of the pictures coming through might upset sensitive viewers.
Walulu, we're waiting in just the next few minutes. We're expecting the second body of the illegal miner to be brought to the surface. Of course, accompanied by that group of 35 illegal miners who volunteered to go underground and retrieve these bodies. As the bodies are brought up to the surface, there are also some traditional healers here who've been at the scene since the very beginning, who are calling on the ancestral spirits to accompany the bodies that are now being brought to the surface. We're expecting in just the next few minutes that body to be brought up to the surface. Families themselves quite distraught, as at this stage they're unable to say exactly who is being brought up at this stage, but their hopes certainly are that they will be able to now find closure. Some of these families, of course, the visuals you're seeing right now are of that second body now being brought to the surface. The traditional healers continuing with the prayers, calling on the ancestral spirits to, of course, accompany. If you've just joined us, we're live from the mine here in Langlaagte, where the two bodies of the illegal miners are finally being brought to the surface. These 35 illegal miners who volunteered to go underground have been there for a couple of hours now,
Criselda,
traversing very difficult terrain there. You can see those visuals that you're seeing right now there, Lulu, the second body being brought up to the surface now. It must be absolutely harrowing for these families, as now the second one after. Just apologize for a bit of the shaky visuals there, Lulu, as we're moving now from one location to the other, as the body is now being placed on the ground.
Criselda, as we watch these harrowing scenes, are there any officials who are coordinating this operation, who work together with the illegal miners to retrieve the bodies? And we don't see any emergency services. What's the situation there? Who is there officially?
Let me just bring you up to speed. Before I answer that there, Lulu, there's going to be a prayer now, which we will just pause for at this point. Well, with the conclusion of that prayer there, Lulu, with these two bodies now brought up, there's going to be a very short press conference, Lulu, which will just bring you live at this stage. We're just going to move towards that press conference at this stage. Lulu, just bear with us as we move towards this direction as this press conference is about to get underway.
No, you're doing it.
Right now. If our cameras could just make it towards this direction. And we'll get a briefing now from... we will get a briefing right now from the chairperson of the Zimbabwe community in South Africa, and I think we'll just hand over to him at this stage to hear, or for him to rather give us an update of what the situation is at this point. We're just waiting for some of the media to set up their equipment at this point so that we're able to get a briefing on whether these illegal miners will go back underground, as it's unclear at this stage if there are other illegal miners who may still be underground at this stage. We'll get that briefing now from the chairperson of the Zimbabwe community in South Africa.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, we want to thank all of you for being here. When we came here yesterday afternoon, you were all here. I understand some of you left last night after midnight. You are also here. It's now after 10. You are still here. We appreciate the support that you have given to us. We are here as the leadership, as the chairperson of the Zimbabwe community in South Africa, in solidarity with the families of those that have lost their loved ones. We did address yourselves this afternoon, where we did indicate, after the government, through the Ministry of Minerals and Resources, had declared that they had abandoned this search, saying or claiming that there were no one inside the shaft. When we addressed you this afternoon, we did indicate that what we did as leadership was that we consulted with the families, we consulted with the people that work in this mine to understand, firstly, the geography of the mine itself, and secondly, to understand whether there were any individuals inside. They did confirm to us that indeed there were two bodies that were still inside. We then, at that time, they then themselves, the people that work in the mine, volunteered on their own to say they want to go in and retrieve the bodies. We want to thank them for the work that they've done in bringing their colleagues to surface. At about 2 o'clock this afternoon, 13 volunteers went underground to look for these bodies that we are now having here. They were joined later at 3:30 by other colleagues. In total, we have about 22. Earlier on, it was reported that it was 35 volunteers that had gone. If there were 22, all of them, they've come back with the two bodies. The bodies that we have, the first body that arrived is a body of the late Sibangani Ntsingwa. Mr. Sibangani Ntsingwa, 24 years old, who reside in Diepsloot, comes from Zimbabwe in the district of Cholocho, is represented here by his uncle, Shadrach Mlalas, who's here, is a family member. He is the one that when the disaster struck on Wednesday at 4 a.m. in the morning, when the 200 miners, all of them left the shaft, he was the only one that remained inside the mine. You will then know that, as we said in the afternoon, that the 15 others on Friday at 4 p.m., they went in to try and rescue their colleagues. 8 of them at 9 p.m. that evening, they came out. The other 7 remained behind. The 3 of them came out to surfeiting on Saturday. The other one came out on Sunday. After meeting with the rescue team, you'll know that the rescue team came on Sunday. And then yesterday evening at around 6, one Mr. Nyon, who is now in hospital, was rescued inside. And then the body of Willard Nyoni was retrieved last night. Mr. Nyoni is from Lupane. Unfortunately, their relatives are not here because the body has been taken to mortuary. Then the second body that we are having here tonight is that of Njabulo Sibanda. Njabulo Sibanda is part of the 15 people that on Friday took a decision to go and assist their colleague who was left behind in the mine. He couldn't make it. We've retrieved his body. He's represented here by his younger brother, Tulani Sibanda, who's here with us this evening. And Jabulo Sibanda is a 31 years old. Is from Pramfisha, is resident in Pramfisha here in Soweto, and is from Mungai district in Zimbabwe. These are the bodies that we have retrieved. We have been consulting with the people that work in this mine. I'm sure you have seen the volunteers going in and out to ascertain whether there are still any individuals inside the mine. We are told that everyone who was inside the shaft on Tuesday evening, all of them, they are now out from Zimbabwe. We don't know about other nationalities, but where this disaster happened, we have been assured that there is no one that has remained inside. We have 2 issues to raise. Firstly, you will know that the government, the South African government yesterday, through the Ministry of Minerals and Resources, took a decision to abandon this, claiming that there is no one inside. We have proven that, yes, indeed, people are here. We have brought 2 bodies. This, in our view, is arrogance at its best. Because the minister, when he came here yesterday, he came in like a pop star. He came in to address the media. After addressing the media, he simply just addressed the families without engaging them. He had no interest in talking to the people that work in this mine, because what we have expected was him or his officials to engage and understand the geography of this mine and understand what needed to be done. If that would have been done, we would not be here up to this day. Up to this time, because you realize that the people that went in, they don't have sufficient equipment. They were carrying sticks. We spent the better part of the day going to the shops, buying batteries and so on. But you knew yesterday that there was all the equipment the government that provided, but they left people behind and claiming that there's no one. Secondly, we are disappointed by our own government, the Zimbabwean government. When we arrived here yesterday at 11 o'clock, we had officials from the Zimbabwean embassy or consulate. They had said to us, they left at 12 midday, they had said to us that they were going to come back in the afternoon. Up to this hour, they've never came. They've never supported their own nationals who today we've just retrieved from the mine. This, in our view, is not accepted. The families are traumatized, but they are very, very appreciative of the people that assisted them. We thank you a lot. I'm not sure if you want to say something, and then you say something.
Yes.
The representatives of the family. Sorry? Okay.